Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. This is your host, Spicy Gray, and we have a special treat for you today. All week, y'all have been seeing a special post by a guy that's going to bring you a love story. So just hold on tight, and he'll be coming in and share his story. Let's start off with our announcements. The baby donation drive, as y'all had seen yesterday, as I did a video, we will be from October 1st through the 30th. As you know, October is the full month of domestic violence awareness. So we are starting off with a special treat today. And next week, we will have another special guest that will tell you about her story in domestic violence. Donations we need for the battered women and children's shelter are as such as diapers, baby wipes, brand new bottles, and also bottle brush cleaners. So if y'all want to donate, the bin is like a fourth full already. I do appreciate the ones that unhesitantly donated towards this fund here. We do really appreciate it. If you want to donate, just inbox me and I can make arrangements to meet up with you to take that donation and put it in the bin. Or you can cash app something and I'll go to the store personally and pick it up, put it online, let you see that what was bought with that. But this will be going on the 29th over to the Battered and Women and Children's Shelter directly. Also, we will have, as y'all know, for next month, get ready because we're going to be doing a Thanksgiving thing. As you know, we're going to be nominating a family to go ahead and raffle off a turkey, a ham, and anything else that we're going to have on there. So just keep your eyes on my posts. Also, there will be gift cards so they can also do things as they please for the Thanksgiving Day for their family. Now I'm going to introduce to y'all, born in Queens, New York, living in New Braunfels, Texas. He obtained a full scholarship to Elon University in football. And while attending there, he majored in communication. He is a disc jockey, lyricist, music artist, a son of a preacher. We introduce to you right now, Mr. Darrin Jefferson.
How we doing? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me well?
How we doing? How we doing?
Awesome, awesome. Glad to be here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a joy to have you on. You have a special treat for us today, don't you?
I hope so. I hope y'all enjoy that.
I've been excited. I couldn't wait. I mean, I looked at your videos over and over. You have such a aroma in your voice. I'm gonna tell you, it just reminds me as people as Luther Vandross, Jaheim. It is making making people fall in love all over again. You have truly been blessed with that. And I thank you for sharing that with everyone here. And y'all will find out soon that he also got a special treat for you. So just hold tight. Now, as I researched in your bio, you're the fourth son of five siblings.
That's correct. That's correct. It's four boys and one girl.
Only one girl. Okay, she's the baby.
She's the baby. She's the
Oh
baby.
Lord, so I know those boys, they just protect her all the way around.
Definitely. Most definitely.
Lord have mercy.
We didn't have a choice.
Now, coming up, you were surrounded by music, so you consider yourself as being having it implanted within your blood. When was it
Correct.
exactly that you discovered you possessed such a gift in your voice?
Singing wise, I was probably 11, 12 when I finally realized that I could actually maintain a note, keep a note. My older siblings were a little bit hard on me. My brother, both of my siblings are much older than I am. So the one that's closest to me though was he's a bass player. So he was extremely hard on me. So yeah.
Okay.
When I really realized it, I was probably about 11 or 12.
Oh, okay. Nice. Now, you're just the root of this musical talent, but the seeds that was actually planted is your parents.
Most definitely. Most
Okay,
definitely.
so is it both of them or just one of them?
Well, both of them. Both of them. My mother
Wow.
sang, dad sang, and played piano, and that's a funny story by itself because I didn't realize my dad was a musician until I was in my late teens.
Okay.
So yeah.
Can you share a little bit about their journey that led to you becoming a soothing melody to everyone?
Well, let's really talk more so for my dad. My dad was a singer, songwriter, and a musician himself, but born to a Baptist minister, he couldn't do both. His parents wouldn't allow him to pursue his career as far as music if it wasn't gospel, so he kind of left it alone. But it's always been in my bloodline. The type of music that he exposed me to, that I used to listen to, it was always something upbeat or uplifting.
Okay.
The stuff that we hear today is a little strange, a little different for me as far as
It's crazy.
what I like to listen to.
Yeah, because I find myself, I can't get into this new generational music. So it's like I result back to the old schools because I mean, it's something you can feel. It puts you in a mode, and it's sometimes it helps you to relate to actually what the words are saying within that song.
Right. And
Okay,
most of those artists back then, the music that they sang is something that they lived.
exactly.
I'm
And I'm
part of
gonna say this, the music that was surrounded around me as a child, it was more respectable to me.
Right. To our queens. Yeah, most
Yes,
definitely. Yeah.
yes. Now, around 14 or 15 years of age, you observed something of an effect on people that resulted from your rhythm. What was that you had recognized people loved?
Well, what I used to, my dad was an entrepreneur as well, so he owned nightclubs and hotels and stuff of that nature. So as a young teen, I was one I was one of my brothers that DJ'd in his clubs, and I noticed that when I DJ'd, a lot more people got to the dance floor. I was more involved in keeping the people on the dance floor. But not only did I get them up to dance, I knew when to slow it down and let people kind of get a little closer and make it more of an intimate moment. And then,
Okay.
like a lot of times when I did those slow songs, I would get the mic and I would sing a little bit of the song, so it would take it to another level. So yes.
Wow. Okay. Now, even though you were good in sports, as I found out, and presented a full scholarship to Elon University football, wasn't considered your first love. What was actually your first love and why?
Basketball. Basketball was my first love, but my body kind of outgrew a basketball physique. I was 15 and 235 pounds, all muscle, and I was 6'2", 6'2" and a half. And my high school coach was like, "You probably need to look more into the football instead of the basketball, because of the simple fact that nobody's going to recruit a 6'2" uh, power forward." You know what I mean? But I had body of a college linebacker in high school. So yeah.
Oh, wow, wow. Now, so at that time that you was having that love for basketball and everything, did you still have that feeling of love for towards music?
Music has always been a passion of mine. Uh,
Okay. So then it's
yeah,
always been a passion. It's been mainly your first love.
it really is my first love, but it's been a suppressed love. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's one of those things that you do it here and you do it there, and you kind of suppress it a little bit, and then life seems to take some strange courses, and you kind of got to fall away from it. So, and that happened to me for quite a few years actually.
Okay then. Well, right now we're going to take a small interlude and we're going to listen to one of your music and we're going to say Facebook, he owns the rights to this music and this song. So this here we're finna play is called What You Gonna Do.
If you're still wondering what lies ahead, what you can do, or what's next, Pima Med-
Here we go again with that same old stuff.
What you gonna do?
Every time I
What you
turn
gonna
around,
do? What you gonna
asking me
do?
about what am I doing? Who am I doing it with?
So what you gonna do?
Now these
What you
phone calls
gonna
are getting
do? What
tired,
you
you
gonna
know?
do?
Out here trying to do what I gotta do to
So
provide
what
for
you
my
gonna
family.
do? What you
You
gonna
wanna know what
do?
I'm doing?
What you gonna do?
This is what I'm doing. Check it.
Sipping all alone, tripping on the phone while you're talking crazy, babe. It's 3:15, no one is here but me, drinking all alone, lady. You said you're coming down, but you're nowhere around. Why you acting shady, lady? You said I'm on your mind, but it's just a waste of time. It's driving me crazy. I don't understand how I can be a man. What you want from me, babe? Why can't you see you're the one for me? Need you in my life, lady. Girl, you know I love you, always thinking of you. Place no one but God above you. You're the air I breathe. Girl, to you I cleave. Willing to die for you. It's not up to me but you. Baby, keep it real, yeah. I'm not playing games. I'm sick of all this pain. You bring me in. So what you gonna do? Not up to me but you. Baby, keep it real, yeah. I'm not playing games. I'm sick of all this pain. You bring me in. I'm sick of all the lies. Girl, you're running out of time. Why you treat me like that? Don't you ever call back. Now you're playing games, making all these false claims. Girl, I'm losing my mind. Got me going insane. What you gonna do? Not up to me but you. Baby, keep it real. Baby, keep it real, yeah. I'm not playing games. I'm sick of all this pain. You bring me in. So what you gonna do? Not up to me but you. Baby, keep it real. Baby, keep it real, yeah. I'm not playing games. I'm sick of all this pain. You bring me in. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Is not in service at this time.
That is What You Gonna Do, presented by Collab Enterprises and Mr. Darrin Jefferson. Can you tell me about the enterprises? Because I know you told me that you also came up with that one as well.
Yes, Collab Entertainment. The whole movement is a conglomerate of things. So I have my own production studio. Plus, I have a live band as well, and I have other artists that we feature in our show. So what it's a collective unit of our different artists. So you can book us individually, or you can book us as a group. It all depends on what you're looking for. You book us as a group, you get a barrage of talent. So and we all bring something totally different to the table. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Now, you majored at Elon. Am I saying it right? Is it Elon or Elon?
Elon
Elon
University.
University for communications. Can you tell us what door of opportunity it allowed you to access?
Okay, so my major was mass communications, and so with me already being a DJ prior to going to college, so I was very familiar with a lot of the equipment. Um, so when I got there, Elon is predominantly a white Christian school.
Okay.
Most of the black kids that were there were in sports, and so they had our on-campus radio station. And by me being a communications major, it gave me access to the radio station production side of things. And so I would get in there and doing some labs at night. And one of the guys actually heard me in there on the turntables, and he was like, "Well, you think you would be interested in DJing for the radio station?" And of course, it didn't come with any money, but it came with a lot. I mean, I ended up making a lot of money while I was in college DJing because of that, because it
Okay.
made me a public figure. So they got me my FCC license, and I was doing specialty shows on the weekend, and then I would host different events throughout the town or city of Burlington, North Carolina, at the bowling ring and different nightclubs and stuff of that nature. So yeah, it opened up a lot of doors for me as far as entertainment. And once again, gave me a chance to pick up a microphone and sing every now and then. So on Sundays, I would do a soul power hour or where it was just slow music. And so, and the lines would light up. And so I would sing songs and do things of that nature. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, being in the field of a disc jockey, were there any special events that you were a part of?
Uh, well, I mean, I did a lot of the frat parties and stuff of that nature. You got to remember, I was still young and I was in college, so I didn't have the luxury of being able to actually travel around and do it real big. But I mean, people knew who I was. Yeah,
Okay.
people knew.
Now, at that time, you wasn't going by Darrin Jefferson. What was you going by?
I was going by DJ Fresh.
All right.
So I was a DJ, I was a rapper, I was a singer, vocalist, writer. So yeah, we did it all back then.
Okay. Now, when did you start singing on the air, and what inspired you to on, go in that direction?
Well, like I said, I used to do it in my dad's club. When I DJ'd at my dad's club, when I would play slow songs, I would
Mhm.
sing songs. And so I just added that as a twist in my show. And when I did that, the phones would just light up, people calling in and requesting certain songs. So not only did they like the music, they enjoyed my voice, they enjoyed what I did vocally. So, and it wasn't anybody else doing that, not live vocals, and every now and then I would do an a cappella song, you know what I mean? So live on the air, so you don't get a chance to do a do-over. If you mess up, you mess up. So
Right.
I thought that was kind of creative back then.
Yeah.
We talked about
Now, as me,
really
as a published author, I noticed that, I mean, it was surprising to me that more men bought my book than the females did. In your field, what is your music more attracting towards in a crowd of the gender?
Well, it's catered more to women. I mean, let's be real, but it's very soothing that a lot of guys actually like my work. You know what I mean? So I find that very interesting as well. But most definitely, my music is catered towards women, the love of woman.
Mm.
God's greatest creation. So so
Okay. Now, you not only could play football real good, because what position was you?
I played defensive line in college. Yeah.
Okay. And DJ, you sing, you draw in into weakness, you discovered another talent you inherited from your dad physically. What was it and how did you discover?
Another talent from my dad physically. What did I discover?
It was something that you magically just picked up and you wondered.
Oh, that's playing the keys. Oh, yeah, yeah, like I said, and that goes back to what I was talking about earlier. I was actually in college when I realized that my dad was an accomplished piano player.
Okay.
So I came home from spring break, and it's crazy. I came home from spring break, come in through the back door, and I'm hearing this somebody just going wild on the piano and singing. So I
Uh-huh.
recognized my dad's voice, his singing voice, but I had no idea he played. And I always wondered growing up as a kid why my grandparents had a piano in the house and nobody played. I used to always tinker around on it, and play
Okay.
with it. But I never knew, but it just naturally started coming to me. But my dad, when I walked in the house and I saw my dad playing, and that's when he pretty much told me the story, and that's why he never really played for us or when
Mhm.
nobody's around. That was his. That was one of the things he just wished he could have actually lived. And so I find myself in that kind of same position at this stage in my life. You know what I'm saying? People saying, well, you're too old, or you're too this, or you too that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna live my dream, and whatever that is, it doesn't have a dollar amount on it. If I never make
Right.
another off of a song in my life, I'm content. My bills are paid. I mean, I've had a great career in my military life. So this isn't about the money for me. This is about me finally having the time and the space to do what I love the most.
Okay. Do you remember exactly how old were you when you walked into that room
I
and
was
your dad
probably I
you
was
was what?
probably 19. I was probably 19,
You was 19.
19
So
years
you was more or less in
old.
high school or college, right?
I was in college already. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So was that the very first time that y'all actually sat down and had that bonding moment as father and son to discuss, and he gave you his feeling about your singing?
Musically. He's heard me sing, and he used to always tell me things to do vocally and how to work a song vocally, but he never told me anything about music. Like I said, I would go in there and tinker around on the piano, and he never came in there to give me any instructions. But if he heard me play something pretty nice, I walk out the room, and he's like, "That had a nice little melody to it. You need to work on that." You know what I mean? He always encouraged it, but he never gave me any insight or encouragement as far as to really play. But I once I caught him playing, then I understood. And I always, it made me understand why he never
Mhm.
shared that with me. But yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, can you tell us when was it that you got into writing love songs and why?
Well, I've always wrote. Never really put it into song. It was more of a poetry type of thing,
Mhm.
something that I've never done publicly, which is poetry. But I wrote a lot of poetry,
Okay,
and so then I just started taking those same ideas and formatting them into song. So
okay.
I'd hear a melody, and then I'd make some of the words that I've already written fit that, or
Mhm.
I rewrite some of the stuff that I was writing. So yeah, yeah.
Okay. So when you say you're a poet, is it something that you can just snap off your head, or is it something to where you got to be in a certain atmosphere in order to do it?
Everything for me musically has to be it's organic,
Mhm.
it's chemistry. As far as poetic, at one point in time, yeah, I could just like the young kids talk about freestyling. I could pretty much freestyle a poem. I saw something I haven't done that. I haven't even attempted that in I don't know, God knows how many years. But growing up in New York City, the origination of rap music and stuff of that nature. We did that before rap was ever known as rap to the world. We were already rapping. We were already mixing and scratching and all that stuff in the city. So
Right.
so when it became mainstream to the world, it was old to me at that time, and I was still young then, but it wasn't something new. So yeah, I've always been poetic because we always wrote. We always wrote rhymes. Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you ever have those moments where, because I know with me coming up, I always carried a notepad and a pen. And it's like, even as a grown woman, I found myself sleeping with my notepad and pen. Because it's like
Mhm.
sometimes I can work out of my sleep and something just comes to my mind.
Mhm.
Have you
Yeah.
ever
So
experienced anything like that?
all the time. That's why, like, and I don't know how much of my studio y'all can actually see in here because I got the camera's actually still, but I leave my equipment on because sometimes in the middle of the night the melody comes to my head and I don't want to lose it. So I'll come up, record that melody, and then I'll write a few things that I'm hearing to go to and write it down, and then I'll leave it alone, come back to it when I at another time. But yeah, stuff like that happens to me all the time. That's when my best work comes to me. My best work comes to me in that midnight hour. 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Just wake up and wow. Yeah.
Wow. Well, we're going to play another piece that's by you, written and performed, called Lovers. And everyone, this is Darrin Jefferson.
Yeah. All my life I've waited for someone like you. You built me up when I was torn down. Yeah. You made me brand new. But now my search is over. A journey it's been years. Now that I found true love, please don't let it end yet. I found my lover. I found my lover. Yeah. I found my lover. I found my best friend. Yeah. I found my lover. I found my lover. I found my lover. I found my best friend. No one could imagine the joy in my heart, the way you inspired me right from the start. You gave me direction, my purpose for life. I propose marriage to you, baby. Will you be my wife? Seems like I was always alone. No one to call my own. That's when you gave me much more in life. You're the kind of woman I want to make my wife. I found my lover. 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 I found my best friend. I found my lover. I found my lover. I found my lover. I found my best friend. Keep it right there, keep it right there. Keep it right there, keep it right there, yeah. Keep it right there, keep it right there. Ooh, baby, keep it right there, yeah. When I'm you,
It's alright.
When I heard this song, I'm telling you, oh my God, oh my God. It touched me deeply. And I'm gonna be honest. That
Wow.
is such a beautiful song. But before we talk about that, because I'm very anxious to discuss that particular song,
Okay.
I want to talk about what you're going to do
Okay. Let's talk.
and what inspired that particular song, and what message were you attempting to send out to the listeners?
So that song is like I said, everything that I write comes from a personal space, something that's actually happened or a situation that I've dealt with. So that song came from a place and time when uh, I was still in the military and I'm working hard and doing everything I needed to do to provide for my family. Uh,
Right.
and being in the military, being separated from home a lot. And so it came from a space of a man doing everything that he's supposed to do and always being questioned about his movements and what he's doing. I also moonlighted as a singer at the time, and that wasn't supported. Um, you out there singing, and I know you cheating, I know you doing this, and I know you doing that. But by the same token, the time frames that we're supposed to get together or you were supposed to come see me or whatever, something always got in the way. So what you're going to do is basically a man saying, hey, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I love you more than anything in this world other than God.
Mhm.
But what you going to do? I mean,
Exactly.
you act like you care about me. Now I need to know what you going to do. And at the end of the day, when you heard the phone the phone call, not answering, the number was disconnected. It was me saying, hey, I just took that choice from you. I made the choice for you.
Right. Right. Because it's just like when somebody's offering their all to you.
Right,
You're
right,
like, okay, I need for you to offer me something as well.
right,
It has to
right.
go both ways in order for that foundation to not crack or crumble,
Right,
you
right,
know,
right,
and for that foundation to stick in order to build something from it in structure, you got to stand
hmm
together to be able to give me something as I given you. And
right,
it
right.
takes me back to that old saying in a Medea play where she, asked Tanisha, she says, "What does he do for you?"
Mm.
And I feel like that question there is very deep when you really
Right,
think about it, because you
right.
have to say, okay, I know I'm offering everything within me to you, but
hmm
what do I exactly do for you?
hmm
Why do you love me? Why
Right,
are you here, more or less?
right, 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 right.
You know,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
very nice song. Now, you ironically met someone who not only changed your life, view of love, and inspired your vocal gift that powerfully moved people, that brought about a joyous song in birth called Lovers. And that was just a song we heard and that
Right,
I
right,
fell in love with. And I'm gonna be
right.
honest, that song will give a person hope,
Right.
because in your voice, in your words, and watching the video,
hmm
because I watched the video over and over again with you and your beautiful wife, and it touched me so deeply to where there's a chance. It
Right,
is
right, right.
inspires
Look,
people that only because you failed once in a relationship, that doesn't mean that person was for you, but there is somebody for you. There is somebody that would truly love and support and
right,
encourage you in life and offer you everything that you deserve.
right.
And that's what I seen in that video. But can you share this beautiful gift with us and how everything transpired and landed you at the altar?
Okay, so after going through a tumultuous first marriage, you go through that stage where you're like, this is something I never want to do again. I don't think I'm marriage material. And then you meet this beautiful queen,
Mm,
and she comes not demanding, with no expectations, no requirements, and just a heart of love and a heart of giving. And so I met her when I was stationed actually in Corpus Christi, and she was living in Austin. So it's a long story, but yeah, I met her, and I used to come to Austin and hang out in Austin, and she knew different, and she comes from a musical family herself. So,
Okay.
when she heard me sing for the first time, it just kind of took her, to a whole nother place. But when I come to Austin, we go to different music venues, and she knew a lot of the local band members and stuff like that. And so a lot of times she'd be like, "Well, my friend, he sings," and they'd be like, "It's a guy in Austin. He goes by his name is Ray Vaughn, and he would be playing." And I don't know if you've heard of Ray Vaughn, but a lot of if you know musicians out of Austin, anybody in Austin knows of Ray Vaughn.
Okay.
And so he was like, "Well, we're gonna see what he got." And he just handed me a mic one night, and we just went berserk. And he was like, "Man," and so that inspired her. To actually buy me a keyboard. I'd stopped playing. I'd given up on music. She heard me sing because I was in the shower. So I'd given up all hope on anything musically, And so she actually bought me my first keyboard.
Wow.
And when I got that keyboard, I probably had it for about maybe 2 days. And the melody for Lovers came to my head. And so I actually plucked out that melody, then I chorded it, and then, my fingers were real rusty because I hadn't been playing, and so once I plucked that, once I chorded it out and figured it out, then I was able to write the song.
Okay.
And then who knew that 3 years later that would be the song that I was going to be singing to her in our wedding.
Wow. Now, it is hard today to find people that actually support what you do, and want to stand by you and, actually want to see you excel. So in finding somebody like
Right.
this, I mean, you had to feel that this was nothing but a blessing.
Most definitely, and she supports me now. I mean,
Because I've
what I
actually
do now.
seen her behind the microphone as well.
What's that now?
I've actually seen
You
her
seen her?
behind the microphone. Yes. So
Yeah,
she got
that
a
was
tune to
in our
herself
home.
too. Yeah.
Most definitely,
So
most definitely. Like I said, she comes
do y'all
from.
sing together at any time or write
We
together?
do some things for the church, but and I do get her input on some of my writing, but we
Okay.
haven't officially recorded anything together. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But she's
Now
very
what went through your
instrumental in
mind?
everything that I do.
Yeah. Now what went through
Who's
your
that?
mind to have somebody actually support you coming from the level of somebody that had wounded you for temporarily that didn't support you?
It was hard to understand. It was hard to accept because
Mhm.
you're like, okay, so what angle is this? Is this that new angle that I don't know nothing about? Because I've been out the dating game for so long now. Is this that new angle of let me show you some support? And yeah, I didn't know, but she won my heart. I knew actually from day one that was gonna be my wife. I just didn't know when. And so and
So
she likes to make uh,
so
what
when
was
you
that?
actually first seen her, it
I
it
knew.
was your first answer to your mind was, I gotta have her.
I knew. I knew. Yeah. I knew.
Okay, okay,
I knew.
okay.
Yeah. Most definitely. I knew.
Yeah, but
Right
she's
off
a
the
very
bat. But I wasn't in a rush. So we we dated for 4 years. I actually after we met, 6 months after we met, I transferred to Jacksonville, Florida. And so
okay.
we dated for 4 years before we got married, um, long distance. And
Okay.
somehow, some way, once a month for 4 years, either I was in Texas or she was in Florida. And so, yeah.
Now
So
when you got
we made that long distance thing work. And
yeah, because majority of the time long distance
say that
relationships
again.
don't work. I said majority of the time long distance relationships don't work. And I mean, you two are the
Right.
living proof that it all depends on how much you are in love with a person and how much you commit yourself to a relationship
Right.
that something can work.
Right. Right. And it's all
That's
based upon trust.
yes, yes. Now, was this has she ever been married before herself?
Yeah, I'm her second marriage. So yeah.
Okay. Now, when you got the
And so when
keyboard, how long did it take you
neither
to
one,
actually?
what was that?
I said, now when she gave you this keyboard, which I know you
Uh-huh.
used to play the piano, you hadn't played it in a while, so you in the room messing with it. So how long did it take for you to actually master it? Because it seemed like it wasn't like getting back on a bike again and riding it.
No, it took me two days, and I had quoted out this song, but I first I played out the melody that I was hearing, and then
Hmm.
with one finger, and then I put the chords behind it, and then 2 days later I was able to play the song and and record that melody loop down, and then I started writing it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now this song "Lovers" that we're speaking about, it consumed a lot of words within it and emotions that we can feel. So we knew it was from your heart.
Right.
Can you share with us the exact thought, your emotions, and what you were attempting to achieve by writing this particular song?
Well, when we're talking about marriage and we're talking about love and relationship,
Mhm.
when your best friend can be your spouse,
Mhm.
I think that's amazing. When the one person you can't live without is your
Mhm.
spouse, that's amazing. So the whole point of lovers is me saying I finally found the one person I can't live without,
Right.
and then it highlighted basically why I couldn't, the things that she did for me, the things that and I'm not talking about monetarily or physically, emotionally, the things that she brought to me, giving me the changed my mindset of not ever thinking I'd actually find love again. You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah, that song, the writing of that song came easy.
Yeah. So everything that she offered within herself to you, it erased every scar that you had been
Yeah,
consumed within from all those years.
yeah, we have no blemishes. Yeah, we
Oh,
good.
that's a gift. That is a beautiful gift. Now, after all you experienced in life and where you're at now, what advice can you offer ones who feel love doesn't exist anymore?
Well, I truly believe that the way we think and how we think, what we think about most is what we attract in our life. So I think it's important to not think negatively. When you're negative about life, when you're negative about love, you're attracting that same thing to you. You're attracting that negativity to you. So my best advice is to be open-minded and receptive. If you want love, you got to make yourself available for love. If you want love, you got to be able to give love.
Now, people would ask, because I know you said that when you seen her, you just knew. How can anyone just know when true
We
love
told
exists or arrive?
I don't know. It's just something came over me. I actually told her. I think we've been hanging out for about 2 weeks, and I told her, I said, one day you're gonna be my wife. And she was like, she looked at me, she's like, you crazy. I'm like, if I asked you to marry me, would you say yes? And she said, you're serious, right? I said, yeah, but I'm not asking you to marry me right now. But I'm just saying, if I asked you to marry me, would you say yes? And she said, probably. I said, yeah, see, you're gonna be my wife.
So she still left you hanging, no
She didn't
wonder
know
which way to go.
4 years. Yeah, she didn't know it was gonna take 4 years for that to happen, but yeah, or 3 years for me to ask her. But yeah.
Now, do you have any upcoming projects in the works or planned?
Yeah, I'm working on a song. It's called well, I'm reworking. I've already written the song. Already produced the song, but I'm gonna redo it because I did this song a while back, and it's called "A Man's Cry," and it's dealing with once again dealing with a first love, a first relationship, and the heartbreak and the things that a man goes through. We were talking about a man's point of view of love and heartbreak. So when women think that all men are dogs, you got to understand we feel those same emotions too when we get hurt, when we get frustrated with our significant other and not treating you fair or right. So this my next project is actually called "A Man's Cry." So it's a really deep song, really deep song. Comes from a real deep personal space of mine. I'm gonna be
Okay.
sharing. It's gonna be a lot of stuff I'm sharing in that song that I'm gonna be very transparent in. So you'll see, the life and the life and the love of Darrin,
Oh,
aka
wow.
Boss.
So if I would come to you and I says, Darrin, what is love? And how do I know that it exists? What could you say?
What is love? Love is more than just an emotion. Love is deep. Love is rooted inside of you so deep to where when you know that that person is everything to you, love isn't something that you can reach out and grab. Love is something that is given to you. And I think is given to you from the Father. So love is deep. And we all go through things and phases that we think we're in love. But when love is real, love is revealed to you. Love doesn't hurt. Love doesn't cause pain. And I'm not saying every moment is a great moment. And I'm not saying there's not times where you don't have situations, but love will overcome all of that stuff. So no matter what you're going through, when you're in love and it's true love, it'll find a way to fix whatever problems you're having or going through. That's my personal belief. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to go here with you because, as you know, I decided to have you in a slot to start off Domestic Violence Month.
Okay.
Now, we deal with men and women that has been abused. And some they struggle with letting go, healing, and accepting that what they deserve.
Right.
Now, saying that a person is worth more than bruises.
Right.
And they feel like, I don't think that anybody could ever love me because all I've ever been is hurt.
Right.
What is your opinion on that?
That's a tough spot. I work in the industry of with children that have been physically and sexually abused. So I see abuse. I just see it commonly in children. So unfortunately, that same child grows up to be an adult, and all they've ever known was someone physically or sexually abusing them, and so they tend to learn how to accept that in their adult life, and it pains me. And if they haven't sought help as a child, they deal with it as an adult, and dealing with it as an adult is, when he puts his hands on her or when she puts her hands on him, that's showing them that they love them. And it's just a tough cycle. But through prayer and counseling and stuff of that nature, I mean, you can eventually work yourself through that. It's difficult though. It's challenging. You ask someone, well, if he put his hands on you, how you go back to that? But when that's all you ever known, that's what you know, and that's what you accept.
Exactly.
And it's an unfortunate situation.
Okay. Now, well, I'm going to give you a chance now to, with your own window by yourself. And the first thing I'm going to have you do is you got a little treat for us. I want you to sing something live for everyone. So everyone, this is Mr. Bossman, Darrin Jefferson.
Yeah. So since we're talking about love, one of my favorite songs, or one of my favorite artists is Jaheim. So I'm going to do a song by Jaheim. It's called Forever. I hope this thing is queued up right. Let's see. Let's make it do what it do. Forever, the love I have for you will last forever. Loving you always, forever. My love for you won't change, 'cause loving you's the best thing I can do. on the times before you came. My life has changed. No more sleepless nights or lonely days. They're just a part of my yesterday. For you I pray forever. The love I have for you will last forever. Loving you always forever. My love for you won't change, 'cause loving you's the best thing I can do. You have taught me and you showed me how to love again. You are my best friend. So now I'm feeling so secure. I'm gonna make sure that this love lasts forever. We will win, we will win forever. The love I have for you will last forever. Loving you always forever. My love for you won't change, 'cause loving you's the best thing I can do. Forever. Forever. Yeah. Johnny.
I love it. I love it. Now we're getting towards the end of the show. I'm going to go ahead and give you the window once again. Thank you for that beautiful melody. And we're going to let you share with the viewers words on love and where they could follow and listen to you at and find you. So everyone, Darrin Jefferson.
So I'm not a big personality with social media, but I do have a social media account. It's on Facebook. It's Darrin H. Jefferson. You can look me up as Darrin H. Jefferson, and you can follow me. I also have a couple of music pages. One is called Darrin, simply Darrin, and the other one is Collab Entertainment. So you can find on Collab, you'll see a lot of the different things that I'm doing as far as projects that I'm working with other artists, as far as for our Collab brand, our Collab name. One of my cousins actually moved here from Georgia recently, and we're wrapping up his EP as we speak. So I've been extremely busy on his stuff and trying to get that stuff wrapped up and ready to go. But he's an awesome singer, awesome entertainer, awesome producer. And so that's going to actually drop in a couple of weeks. So if you follow me on Darrin H. Jefferson on Facebook, and you can follow me on Collab on Facebook. That's spelled COLAB, Collab Entertainment. You'll see when you look that up, you'll see a big a record. It looks like a red record on there, and that'll be a way of finding me and to see what's going on in my world as far as music. One more thing. Can I say this? Can I say this?
Yes.
Spice, I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do this. I'm just trying to bring something totally different to San Antonio. I want to bring a real experience. I want to bring real singing. I want to bring real music to San Antonio. and I want San Antonio to be proud because I'm going to represent you to the fullest. The projects that we have going on, I actually reached out to some people, in the industry, and they're loving it. And so we're trying to bring something to San Antonio to where the artists and different singers and promoters and producers in San Antonio can feel like, hey, if this guy can reach out there and make stuff happen, maybe we can all team up together and do something big, do something huge. And the city is big, but look, our community isn't that big. And I think if we can pull together as far as artists and musicians, we can create something in San Antonio that can be mind blowing. I've heard some amazing singers and talent in this city, but we don't necessarily have the platforms to do what we do. Most of my work I do outside of the city of San Antonio. I do all over the state of Texas. I'm in Louisiana. I'm in Georgia. I'm in South Carolina. I'm booking shows to do stuff other places because the venues here in San Antonio. I'm not going to say they're not ready for what I do, but I also believe in being compensated for what I do. So I just want people to understand that this movement is real. What I'm doing, I'm serious about my business. I'm serious about my craft, but I'm willing to work with anybody. I'm willing to work with anyone's budget. You know what I mean? I do track shows. I'll do a live band show. I'll do weddings. I'll do whatever you need. But I truly mean this. I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to showcase what I do. I'm hoping the masses get a chance to see this. But if only 5 people hear it and see it, those are the 5 that needed to see it. So I believe in what we do. And I appreciate you and I support you 100%. If you ever need me for anything, from the bottom of my heart, you got it.
Thank
All
you.
right?
Thank you. I
You got
appreciate
it.
that. Means so much to me.
And come represent. Just say the word. I'll pull that trigger for you. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I thank you for sharing your gift with us. This has been such a joyous moment. I mean, everything was just bubbling in me from the first time I seen you. And is there particular nights that you go live on Facebook so that if people want to see you?
I don't. I was saying I was going to start doing that. But what I noticed is, there's a lot of artists that do it and they put a cash app out. And, I don't want anybody sending me any money for a Facebook live concert or singing a few songs. But once I finish up with my other project with Scrap, I'm going to become more of an online personality as far as showcasing what I do and who knows, sharing some of my new projects and singing some cover songs just to, if it can uplift some people, for sure. I'm willing to do it. It's just that I haven't had the time. I've been really busy.
I understand that, especially now. But I'm gonna tell you, I hope to have you back again when you get out there, because I'm speaking into your life an award. You will get an award. You have touched me, and I know you will touch many, many more. You have a beautiful gift, and I look forward because I'm claiming it with you and the wife doing something together. Because I'm looking at her. I know she got a beautiful little tone to her too. So everyone tune in next Thursday to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour as special guest Dr. Jennifer Gilbert opens the doors of domestic violence awareness, offers her expertise about abuse. We will also be offering some numbers and websites and information to help others that's going through the process or is in danger as of now. Thank you so much. And being that I love this song so much, I'm going to end the show with Lovers. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And I've actually re-recorded that song since then, so I need to send you the better version. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All my life I've waited for someone like you. You built me up when I was torn down. Yeah. You made me brand new. But now my search is over. journey it's been years. Now that I found true love, please don't let it end yet. I found my lover. I found my lover. Yeah. I found my lover. I found my best friend. Yeah. I found my lover. I found my lover. Yeah. I found my lover. I found my best friend. No one could imagine the joy in my heart, the way you inspired me right from the start. You gave me direction, my purpose for life. I propose marriage to you, baby. Will you be my wife? Seems like I was always alone, no one to call my own. You gave me much more in life. You're the kind of woman I want to make my wife. I found my lover. I found my love. I found my lover. I found my lover. I found my love. I found my best friend. I found my lover. I found my lover. I found my lover. I found the best friend. Keep it right there, keep it right there. Keep it right there, keep it right there, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep it right there, keep it right there. Oh, baby, keep it right there, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. But are you